apologize. We're having some technical difficulties this morning. We have opened up your lanes. If you could do us a favor and go to the score monitor, put in A and B. All right. Once the letter's been put in, everyone's ready. Press the play key on your scoring monitor to get 10 minutes of practice started.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the 2025 Spa City Open here in Hot Springs, Arkansas at Central Bowling Lanes and Family Recreational Center. My name is Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. Glad you're with us here today to watch the Cashers round. 5 games for you here today with all the pinfall carrying over from yesterday's 8 games of qualifying. We had 3 squads, 81 total entries into the event, so we bring 20 into today's squad. And these 20 are vying to get inside the top 16. The top 16 will be seeded into a bracket. And I had to look this morning to just double check our bracket situation and how things will be working the rest of the day. So at noon when we come back, we will have the 9 through 16 seeds bowling. 1 through 8 seeds will receive a bye. And then we will bring in the 5 through 8 seeds for the next round to bowl the winners. And then we will bring in the 1 through 4 seeds to bowl the winners. And then we'll be down to the final 4 and then our championship. It will be 2 out of 3 matches, but that'll all take place at noon Central today, right here on this channel. I think we should go ahead and paint the picture and look and see what the standings look like and see where we're at with our report card here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overall standings. Lucas Hardigan, for 8 games of bowling, par would be 1,600. He was 512 over. He sets the pace. Followed by Michael Holloman, Spencer Robars, Blake Demore, G.W. Russell, Nicholas Vogel, Brandon Johnston, Chandler Tisdale, Chris Seiligman, Landon Hodge, Aaron Johnston, Eric Jones, Jack Parrott, Carl Williams, Trey Myers, Aaron Holloman. That's your top 16 right now. Notice that 1802 number. There are 4 players below that number that are looking to advance here. And you can see how close it is. Just 30 pins separates 16th from 20th. Glenn Brown Jr. is just 4 back. 13 back is both James Slavens and Hunter Austin. And just 30 pins back is John Johnson. Corey Umbrello qualified within the top 20, but went home because we had a B squad yesterday where the scoring pace went up dramatically. And it looked as though many off A squad were not even going to make it into the cut except for Michael Holloman. But last night's C squad did not bowl also well. So what happened was, because the entry numbers went up, that means more places, the places ratio for the first 2 squads then increased, if that makes sense, if I'm saying that proper. And more people snuck into the cut number because people just didn't bowl well enough last night on the 3rd strip and re-oil of this oil pattern. So B squad really bowled well yesterday. And when we take a look here at the oil pattern, it doesn't look too terribly easy. It doesn't look too terribly tough, right in the middle. But if you look, there's a lot of bounce to the outside of the lane. It's almost 6-1 on the outside portion of the lane. And that's where you get your scores when you miss to the right. Players that miss to the left, well, they're not bowling today because it's very flat in the middle of the lane, which means the ball will hook too much. So if you can get yourself in the right spot with the correct bowling ball, going a little left or right for a right-handed player, and you don't overly throw the ball by increasing your speed too much, you can actually create quite a nice little look for yourself where you have some miss room, and that's where some of the scores came from. And of course, over on the left side of the lane with less traffic in this bowling center, a little bit cleaner on that side of the lane. The lefties have bowled really well here. So as you can see, we're camped out here on lanes 11 through 14, and we have Chris Seiligman, Landon Hodge, Aaron Johnston, and Eric Jones. Bottom right of your screen, we have lanes 19 through 22, where we have Glenn Brown Jr., Hunter Austin, James Slavens, and John Johnston. We had a quick 5-game shootout here. Action should go very quickly, about 30 minutes per game. We should wrap up just before 11 a.m., and then we'll have a 1-hour break before we come back at noon. I want to say hello to everybody that's in our chat room right now, including our man TQ, who's tearing up England right now. TQ, we love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, brother. Safe trip home whenever you do return. Want to take an opportunity to thank all of our sponsors as well. We've got a bunch of them here at this event. We want to thank our title sponsor, the elite sponsor, Brunswick. Had a great bowling ball raffle last night. Want to thank our friends at Brunswick. If you're looking for a new bowling ball purchase or a new bag, shoes, whatever it may be, make sure you check out Brunswick and their family of brands. You can find out more about their products over at brunswickbowling.com. Also want to thank our power sponsors, Bowl 101 Pro Shop, as well as Darkwater Real Estate. Our lane sponsors are Blue Ember Smokehouse, Overtime Lounge, and Brooke Weishar, State Farm Insurance Agent. Thank you. Our scoreboard sponsor is Mystic Ozark. Check them out at mysticozark.com. A great place to take the family when you're here in the area. And, of course, our in-kind sponsors, Dairy Queen and Splash Car Wash. In addition to that, with our friends at Brunswick, here at Inside Bowling, we sell merch. We sell a lot of t-shirts, a lot of hoodies, a lot of hats, a lot of polos. And this week, because of the event, we got a little special on the Brunswick tees. Got over 80 Brunswick tees available over on InsideBowling.com. Those are just a few. We run a new deal of the week every single week on Inside Bowling, and currently right now this week it's $15 Brunswick tees. Make sure you check that out. If you look at that coupon code on the bottom left of your screen, it's there all the time. You can save 15% at Inside Bowling, and that's year-round with coupon code YouTube. Those of you that have supported the stream over the years, we certainly do appreciate it, as we're eyeing in on 100,000 subscribers. We are about 1,500 away. And we've got several events coming up over the course of the next couple of months. Our next stream will take place on August the 3rd. It'll be a one-day event. It's the Missouri Kings and Queens. Dennis Hacker running that event. Looking forward to being there with Dennis in Cape Girardeau. Make sure you stay tuned to our social media as well as this channel. Hit that notification bell and subscribe so you know when we'll be going live next. Following weekend after that, the 9th and 10th, we'll be back in Springfield, Missouri for the Springfield Doubles Shootout. Kevin Williams, Chris Taylor, and company down at Enterprise Park Lanes in Springfield, Missouri. The following week, we're very excited to be involved with the New Mexico Open this year. And we invite you to come out and participate in the New Mexico Open. 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, we'll have 4 days of streaming for you. And to find out more information about that event, if you'd like to join, the Springfield Doubles, you can sign up for that one on Facebook. Just look for the Springfield Doubles Shootout Facebook page. And for the New Mexico Open, you can go to newmexicoopen.net. That'll do it for August. And then coming up in September, the 13th and 14th will be the Ebonite Fall Classic. If you'd like to sign up for that one, you can go to giba-bowling.com to sign up for that. Then October, of course, we got our Nightmare Doubles Tournament. Corkeys Chisholm, who bowled this event, one of our great friends. Love me some Corkeys Chisholm. What a great event he runs down in Memphis. That's the 11th and 12th in October. And they have squad openings only on C Squad. So if you'd like to get in that one, you better give them a call soon. Corkeys Chisholm. Check them out. And then, of course, in December, we'll have our holiday doubles. So that's our stream schedule for between now and the end of the year. Been getting a lot of people asking me about streams, so if you're interested in having your event streamed, you can always send me an email at mike@insidebowling.com. Looking around at the scores here so far. More of what we saw yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and flip our streams around here. Let's take a look at the scores down here. Again, 4 players are chasing to get inside the top 16. 4 will go home from this round, and that's Glenn Brown Jr., James Slavens, Hunter Austin, and John Johnson. John Johnson, I'm so happy he made it in because he bowled 1772 and 1771 in both of his qualifying blocks, and it was good for 21st because Corey Umbrello decided to go home and made other arrangements. Didn't think he was going to make the cut. It happens sometimes. Hope to see you back, Corey, in the future. But John was able to make it in. He needed a double in the 10th frame last night to solidify his way, and he did not perform and was very disgusted. He was very down on himself. I could really tell through his body language. So to get this opportunity to come in here this morning and make it into the top 16 and still have a chance to win the event has got to feel really good right now for John. Feeling so defeated to getting back in here is really cool. I hope he takes full advantage. Just one observation that I have through watching 24 games yesterday. I do kind of feel like the bowlers that are kind of hitting a little more light on the pocket seem to carry a little bit better here in this building. There's a lot of run over the rack sevens, a lot of run over the rack nines. Almost as if you're hitting them just a little light. Seems to really carry well here. Wrap a 10 once in a while like we just saw right here on lane 20. Yep, my name is Mike Flanagan. We've been doing Inside Bowling broadcasts since 2010. We did it on Ustream, Livestream, and then came over here to YouTube. And we've been here ever since. YouTube didn't have a live streaming platform when we first started. We had to go through other platforms at the time before YouTube got in the game. And asking if this is a familiar voice, or do you also work on Bowl TV? I do. It's a great opportunity to be able to work with those folks over at Bowl TV. I've worked with Extra Frame. I worked with Flow Bowling for a while. And now Bowl TV. This network over here is owned and operated by yours truly. And this is really where I cut my teeth. This is where I was able to put myself out there with some help from some folks back home, including Brian Burkhart, Doug Lakey way back in the day, and had a lot of support in the St. Louis area to keep streaming and keep owning my craft and trying to learn how to do all this. I was very challenged with the technology side of part of it. I've always enjoyed technology, but I really didn't understand how to plug everything in and make it work. And it's been a really fun 15-year journey, and have been presented with opportunities from folks tuning into my broadcast that thought I was doing a good enough job for them to offer me opportunities over the years to call professional bowling, PWBA, PBA, PBA 50, major amateur events. Really been blessed with the opportunities that this platform, Inside Bowling, has provided. Once in a while, if you just put yourself out there and everybody can see your resume and the work that you do and get to know you through these broadcasts, you can make a decision about someone. Do you like this guy? Do you like this person? Do you like this girl? Do you like what they do? And some people thought, you know what, let's give this guy a try. And they've given me the opportunity to be able to do some really great things in this sport. Some of my favorite shows, as a matter of fact, it's kind of a hot topic right now because it's going on, is Junior Gold. Junior Gold champions are being crowned here this weekend up in the great state of Wisconsin. And those are some of my favorite broadcasts, is calling youth bowling matches, watching young careers get started and win at the highest level of youth bowling. Pretty cool. So we got 254, 216, 192, and 227 posted here. And we look over here on lanes 11 through 14. Lost some pin carry there on 13 and 14 a little bit, it looks like. Eric Jones trying to get himself a bye. Remember, there are byes incorporated into this event. Again, I mentioned we cut to the top 16, but 9 through 16 will be the ones that will bowl in the first round. 1 through 8 will receive byes. 5 through 8 will get 1 bye. 1 through 4 will get 2 rounds of byes. Did I do Indie Bowl? No, I did not. No Indie Bowl. I do want to thank Josh and Lauren Imhoff for inviting me to be part of this the last couple of years. And if you are a bowler watching here today and you haven't had the opportunity to come down and bowl, I would really like you to come down and support this one. Out of all the events that I stream, you know, a lot of times when you show up, there's going to be 5 to 10 touring professionals that bowl for a living. And sometimes it's difficult to compete against some of those folks because they're just that good. And I got to tell you, if you want to come down here, yeah, you know, there are some great players here, but not a whole lot of touring professionals. Last year we had Brad Miller, we had Zach Wilkins here. Of course, we've got Eric Jones, we got Michael Holloman, who could be on tour but chooses not to be. You know, Hardigan's tough to beat, especially when they're good on the left. I mean, there are great players here. I'm not trying to take away from any of the talent that's here, but this format being, you know, best 2 out of 3 matches as well, and the amount of added money that Josh and Lauren keep getting put into this event and how it's growing from a financial standpoint. This is one, if I was an amateur player and I was within, I don't know, 6 hours of this place, and I bowl through the year and I don't take the summers off, and the pattern isn't, you know, beat your head against the wall like team event this year at USBC Open Championships, from what I understand, why wouldn't you come and bowl this? It's a great facility. There's really no drama going on in here. Like, the temperature's been perfect for bowlers. The air conditioning works great here. Lanes are nice. Place is great. They have a locker room. You can store all your equipment. And the people that run the event and the proprietors here at the center are providing a great platform for you to come out and have a great weekend of bowling competitively. You should do that. Yeah, Darren, you know, Darren Mead says here in the chat, and I haven't talked about this yet. Darren mentions, what an emotional moment on PBA 50 at the World Championship. Mark Clark won his first PBA 50 title, and it was a major World Championship up at Dave Small's place, who just celebrated his 100th PBA event. Congratulations to Dave Small. What a great proprietor he has been and a great steward in our industry. But Brian Dennis, not a household name, not a flashy name by any means. If I mention that name, many of you that are listening right now are just saying to yourself, I've heard about this guy, but I didn't know him. Or, yeah, I heard something about Brian Dennis. Who was Brian Dennis? And all I can tell you is my interaction with Brian Dennis over the years, which hasn't been, you know, I've never had dinner with him or sat down and had a conversation about life with him. But anytime I interacted with this guy, Brian Dennis, he was so polite, so nice. Never did I ever hear of any issue from a bowler or anything with Brian Dennis. Everybody loved Brian Dennis as a bowler. And I didn't get into the weeds or the details of what happened, but he passed away suddenly. Totally unexpected. And one of his very close friends was, or is, Mark Clark. And it all happened right around the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling that just wrapped up a couple days ago. And before the event started, Mark threw out the first ball in Brian's honor. It was a very emotional moment. If you're not familiar with the PBA 50 Tour and how things work out there, these guys are a close family. They have RVs outside. They barbecue together. They hang out together. It's really a retirement community on wheels that are passionate about bowling. That's the best way I could put it. And then you've got your legends of the game out there, your Barnes, your Amletos, your Petes, your Walter Rays, all these different folks. And I can't tell you enough from working out there how wonderful it is. And Mark Clark throws out the first ball for the event. Okay. Again, he's never won before. Mark's a great bowler, but I just mentioned all these greats that are out there. You got Tom Doherty out there, Tom Hess out there. I mean, just I'm leaving off so many great ones. Brian Goebel. I mean, all these. I mean, just you name it. Murderers row. Okay, of bowlers. And again, Mark throws out the first ball of the event, and then I'll be damned. After all these pattern championships and all the pins roll up, and after all of the event is going down, who's in the title match? Mark's in the title match. How does Mark get into the title match? Right? He's never been there before. And this is a major over the most amount of games they're ever going to bowl out there. How does that happen? He was motivated. He was mourning the loss of a very good friend. And it was just something magical that took place. So he bowls this title match against Chris Barnes. And Dave Lamont and Tom Carter are on the call. And these guys are heavily vested into the family of PBA 50. Dave Lamont's been working so many PBA 50 events this year, and he loves that group of people. Okay, and Dave Lamont has a tremendous heart. I've worked with him. I've talked to him. He's very passionate in what he does, and he really cares about people. And Tom Carter, he's a rep out there, and he and his wife Linda are very involved in the PBA 50 tour. So they're on the call for this title match. Chris Barnes, Mark Clark. Mark Clark goes up in the 10th frame and delivers a strike to lock out Barnes. And everybody in the building, from what I understand, it's just there's not a dry eye in the place. And then what made it even more emotional is that Chris Barnes, who was finishing the match second, once it was locked up, Barnes got up on the approach and fast-tracked his way through so that Mark Clark could throw the last ball of the 2025 PBA 50 World Series of Bowling event. So he threw the first ball to honor his good friend Brian, who passed away unexpectedly. So he started the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling, and he ended the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling. And what a tribute to Brian Dennis by Mark Clark. So, and then if you watched it on Bowl TV, or if you saw the highlights, I think somebody posted it on, I think the PBA 50 Facebook page posted the 10th frame. Lamont could barely get the words out, and Carter as well. It was I wasn't watching it live, but I had a chance to catch it last night actually. So it speaks to what those great people out there that are involved in the PBA 50 tour, from the people that run the event to the people that bowl to the announcers. It's a real family out there, and sometimes we get caught up in the bowling a little too much, and we forget that we're all human. But what an incredible moment at the PBA 50, and that's the stuff you get on Bowl TV. Shout out to Bowl TV. If you're not subscribed to Bowl TV and you love bowling, you really should. I realize times are tough sometimes, and paying for things just don't work out. But you've got entertainment dollars. I don't know about you guys. I go to concerts, I go to sporting events, things like that. You can watch Bowl TV all year for like $120, $10 a month. I highly suggest subscribing to Bowl TV. But yeah, so I know that was kind of a long story, but man, it's very powerful, very powerful. And I'm kind of sad I wasn't able to be there to be part of it, but I've got a lot going on back home that I need to be taken care of with our printing business, apparel business, as I'm trying to get the things that I want out of life as well. moving back home and seeing family and doing things. I can only get out so much these days. But just a terrific job by the PBA and the folks at Bowl TV and the competitors. All class. Yeah, and I know it's Imhoff, but I always call him Imhoff. It's kind of just like an inside joke thing that I do with Josh. Kind of like Imhoff? No, I'm off. But yeah. Let's go ahead and check out. Let's see how the standings are shaking out here after this game. Let me see. Up to Sunday, 8 a.m. Oh, Cashers. Hello. Get your head in the game here, Mike. Got Robarge and Blake DeMore. How cool is that? They're bowling on the same pair. Many don't know they're brothers. GW Russell and Nick Vogel next door. Before Spencer throws a shot, let's take a look at the standings. Remember, the top 4 get buys, get 2 rounds of buys. 5 through 8 get 1 round of buys. 9 through 16 will all be competing on the lanes in the first round of best 2 out of 3 matches. And you can see right now, Trey Myers is 8 pins behind. James Slavens is 11 back. Hunter Austin is 22 back. And John Johnson is 63 back with 4 to play. I got to tell you, I'm kind of enjoying watching Spencer Robarge bowl without a urethane ball in his hand. Kind of enjoying it. Oh, man. That is, like, not good. Back-to-back 7-10s each player over here on 13 and 14. Now, some superstitious people would say, you never bowl next to a 7-10. You guys are great. You guys are great. Can you change the graphic to game 2? Yeah, that's probably something I should do. I had it queued up here. I just never hit send. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. I appreciate that. You guys really are my broadcast partners. I see a couple things in here about Bowl TV. Bowl TV's great. Sometimes people gripe in the chat. You know, it's funny you say that. Life is really all about what you focus on, right? So, Justin Bieber is probably one of the most talented human beings on the planet. Okay? I'm not into his music or whatever, but I don't think we can really argue that the kid is a very successful, talented person, just in general. And people hate on him like crazy. Taylor Swift, talented. Miley Cyrus, talented. And these people get ripped on all day, every day. Okay? The more popular are, the more criticism you're going to get, because that's just what people do, right? So the World Series of Poker was going on, and there's this product that's kind of like Bowl TV, but it's for poker. It's called Poker Go. And they had 50,000 people watching on YouTube for free. They were giving like a free preview of this, and Phil Hellmuth and Daniel Negreanu were playing in the main event. There's like 50,000 people watching. And the announcers are tremendous on Poker Go. Like, they're like really entertaining. It's fun to watch. And in the chat room, there's just so much negativity. I can't listen to this guy, blah, 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 blah. And it's actually hilarious, because that's just kind of like the way that it is. You know what I mean? Like, you could be providing a tremendous, you could go out and get, you know, pros of your sport and people that love the sport to like carry the commentary and announce what's going on. And I mean, you can work, you know, you can get the right people in the right places that are going to put together a nice broadcast and plug in all the cameras and get down on the floor and put all the gaffing tape down and make sure everything's working and produce it and click the buttons and build graphics. And, you know, on the Poker Go, they've got the hold cards where they got these special cards. When they run it over the table, it knows what cards it is. It brings up on the screen. All of this. And this whole chat room is just people just ripping the announcers and ripping on this and ripping on that. And then the feed went down because the internet went down in the casino, and there was a black screen for about 8 minutes. And everybody was ripping on, yay, they have that, Caesars Entertainment has that much money and they can't pay for the internet. I mean, so it's kind of enjoyable watching this Poker Go, because it's such a great production. And they have problems too from time to time. And they get the exact same response. It's kind of refreshing, actually, for those of us that do this in bowling. It is so refreshing to see that it happens everywhere. You know, perfect example. I came in here this weekend, and I always stream with a hardwired connection. And it's over in the snack bar, and I looked at my Wi-Fi connection here, and the Wi-Fi connection was unbelievably good. It was like 200 up, like ridiculous. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm 45 years old now. I'm going to take a shortcut, and I'm not going to run that wire over here. And I'm going to stream wirelessly. It looks like I got a great pipe. I did a great test yesterday. It streamed, you know, no problem for about 45 minutes with no hiccups. I'm like, I'm in. I'm good. I'm golden. I'm going to stream wirelessly. Start out the stream yesterday in the morning, and all of a sudden, I think it was about game 4, all of a sudden, I got the red, no internet connection, and the Wi-Fi has been down ever since here in the building. I don't know why, but I had to go connect that wire and tape it down. So I tried to take a shortcut, and it didn't work, right? There's no shortcuts here. It's like they say in Rocky. There's no shortcuts on. There's no easy way out, right? Giving in can't be wrong. How about that 2-4, 8, 10, maybe the 5 with it, all comes out there for Blake. I'll tell you what, Blake has had some incredible pin carry on light hits, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Loving the light hits. Spencer here with the front 6. But that's what happens with the technical things with this. I mean, there's just so many things anymore. So many wires. I mean, I can't believe I haven't had more streams that I just couldn't stream or had to leave. Nice shot there from Spencer. He's also kind of playing the light hit. Let's invert the stream, see what's going on over here. Carl Williams, 191. Looks like it was 212 for Jack Parrott. Aaron Johnston can still get to 243, looks like. And looks like Eric Jones can still bowl 279. How about that? A lot of scores here. These guys bowling for possible buys. Spencer now on the front seven. I'll tell you, on that junior gold stuff with Bowl TV, we used to set up to where we had like a main channel, and there was like 3 or 4 of us commentating, and we would just switch around the different bowling centers and talk about what was going on and stuff. And it got so bad to where we're just like, okay, well, no, they're just going to make a main channel with instructions on where to go to watch, and there'll be some feeds in most of the centers, but not all. And boy, that thing is a whole deal. And I mean, do you think all the parents and people at home subscribe to that? It's one of the least subscribed to things there is, so you can't really put a lot of dollars behind it. I mean, they put a ton of money behind it, way upside down on that particular one, and everybody wants it to be even better and badder, and badder meaning good. But I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. Spencer Robarge. Trying to thrill us here. He's second right now. Looking to get those 2 buys in the bracket. Yeah, Eric Jones, I think, was going to bowl 279, wasn't he? Eric Jones finished with 278. 278. Got 9 on his fill. And Spencer throws that one a little right at his target in the front part of the lane, and you really can't miss in. There's a little bit of miss left, but there's not miss in for lefties, and there's not much miss in for right-handers. Scores coming in already. I got that link at the top of the. Didn't I put the link at the top of the chat? Did I not pin it? Sorry about that. Results are pinned at the top of the chat. I thought I pinned it. It was early in the morning when I was doing that. I will tell you, these 8 o'clock starts, not my favorite. Whoa. Spencer out there slinging it. Yeah, I have the pattern graph. You guys want to see it? I'll pop back up. It's really flat in the middle of the lane. It's pretty straightforward. Whoops. I didn't mean to switch pairs. There is your graph. I mean, the middle sections, if you look down below, 1.4 to 1 in the middle of the lane, then you got that 6 to 1 on the outside. That's why your miss is right. And if you miss left, it's flat. It's U.S. Open in the middle of the lane, right? 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. That's U.S. Open, right? So should you play in the middle of the lane? No, you should play out. Pretty simple. You got almost 6 to 1 out around like 7, 8. Which means you got to hook left of that for a left-hander and hook right of that for a right-hander. Miss left, it's going to hook. Typically you want hold. So really this is a house pattern without hold. Best way to put it. And it's not like there's not any hold because it's 43 feet. If it was 40 feet, it'd be that much harder. But your miss right would be better because you'd have more, ball would have more time to hook into the pocket from a further distance on the outside part of the lane. But I mean, that right there is money. That's, I know he didn't bowl a great game there, Blake, but he'll take 193. There's Michael Holloman, the poster boy for this event. And yes, I'm going to remember to change the game graphic right now. Look at that. Match play finals coming up at noon today. All-time Central. We're here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, at Central Bowling Lanes and Family Recreational Center. Shout out to them as well. And Josh and Lauren. I call them Imhoff. I know it's Imhoff. Maybe the next event I'll just convert. Got Michael Holloman coming in. Lucas Hardigan, our tournament leader, coming into today. Then we've got our chasers here. Guys trying to make it into the top 20. John Johnson and James Slavens. They came in 19th and 20th here today. We're cut to the top 16 if you're just joining us. Two more scores to come in, and then I will update our standings. John Johnson. His middle name should be John. I agree. John Johnson. I think I'm going to change my last name to Mikeson. Mike Mikeson. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Spa City Open. My name is Mike Mikeson. I'm here today to bring you the Cashers Round. Picking it up here in Game 3 with Lucas Hardigan. I'll tell you, yesterday was a tough day. I come into these events, I don't know all the bowlers. Don't have a lot of backstory on many of them. And I'm calling 24 games by myself. This isn't me crying. This is just me stating the facts. And I got to save myself a bit for today because today I got to bring it today. I got to bring it for you all today. This is it. Qualifying rounds will get, I don't know, between 6,000 and 10,000 views a piece. The finals will get like 30, 40. Sometimes they get 100,000 views. So I got to be on my A game. That's my resume, everybody. And the bowlers deserve it, and you deserve it. We got to make these guys look like superstars. That's our job. Today, they are E.J. Tackett, Jason Belmonte, Anthony Simonson. Take your pick of the best bowlers in the world. Jordan Snodgrass, Josie Barnes. Take your pick. John Janowitz, Chris Barnes, Tom Hess, Tom Doherty. Pick your tour. This is our tour right now. These are our guys. Michael Holloman won 3 times last year on Inside Bowling. Trying to get in the Inside Bowling Hall of Fame that doesn't exist, but we talked about that yesterday. Maybe we need to make one. Maybe we need to make an Inside Bowling Hall of Fame. Have our own ceremony and everything. That'd be great. Kenny Seymour in the chat. What's up, my friend? What's up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well this morning on this Sunday. Has Lucas Hardigan thrown a different bowling ball since he started this event? I think it's a gym. I'm pretty sure it's a gym. And it's a gym dandy right now, let me tell you. All right, I got standings. Let's take a look. Let's see what's doing. All right. Let's do the full send here. Right now, our tournament leader is Lucas Hardigan. He bowled 265 and 224. Robar's now with 246, 266 is second. Third is Holloman. Those three have separated themselves quite a bit. Remember, the top 4 get 2 rounds of byes. Blake Demore's got a bit of a lead over fifth. Then G.W. Russell, Chandler Tisdale, Eric Jones, and Nick Vogel. All right in there with 1 round of byes. And then Landon Hodge, Aaron Johnson, Brandon Johnson, Glenn Brown Jr., Jack Parrott, James Slavens, Trey Myers, and Aaron Holloman. All going to be in the first round currently right now. But Chris Seligman, Hunter Austin, Carl Williams, and John Johnson, they are trying to fight their way into the top 16. More separation with Williams and Johnson down there than Seligman and Austin, but just 15 and 17 pins behind. So we got to keep an eye on everything still, of course. A lot of folks with an opportunity to make it in the top 16 and still win this tournament in this best 2 out of 3 bracket format we have here. They'll be coming up at noon today here, Central Time. Action is just barely getting underway on the bottom right side of your screen. I'll take you there for just a quick moment just to show you what we got shaking down there. Chris Seligman and Landon Hodge on the right side of your screen. Brandon Johnson and Chandler Tisdale left side of your screen. Were there any 300s on C Squad? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there were. You can look at it on that Tournament Bowl website. I'll tell you. I don't think we had one last night. Hey, thanks, Ryan, for picking up the some of our shirts at Inside Bowling. Glad you like them. I try to only bring in like the best stuff. All those hats we have, I brought in a whole bunch of different hats and only picked the best ones. Kyle, what's up? You want a shout out? Kyle, there's your shout out. Mike, why do you think Michael Holloman and AJ Rice don't do the PBA Tour? All right, I'll touch on that in just a second. Yeah, Ego Bowling in the chat room is correct. Michael Holloman doesn't bowl on tour because of family. Wants to stay close to home. Go bowl weekend events like this. Tour life is hard. Very, very close to his children. He loves being a dad. I know that. And tour life is hard. And let's face it, being a left-handed tour player is hard too. Look, I'm right-handed, and I've ripped on the lefties as much as anybody else as a bowler. But there are just some weeks where you sacrifice everything, go on the road, and you go and you bowl, and because your side of the lane never develops anything and the right side of the lane develops into a lot, you have to be that much better than the players that are breaking them down correctly because you have less traffic. And sure, there's the occasional week where the lefties have it, but then you're competing against all the other guys that do the same thing that you do. I'm just going to throw this out there. I never even thought about this. But if Michael Holloman was right-handed, was the exact same bowler but right-handed, he might still be on tour. I'm just throwing it out there. Those of you that are deep into the sport and analytical thinkers, you're thinking about what I just said. And I bet a lot of you are like, I kind of agree with you. And there's some of you that are probably like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I don't understand that. So to those that do understand what I'm saying, I'm glad we can connect on that level. And to those of you that don't understand what I'm talking about, that's okay too. It was a little bit of a stretch there, but man, being left-handed on tour is hard. Because even when you do bowl good, the public and even some of your peers are going to look at you like you didn't earn it or bowl good because that side of the lane was just that much better. You can't win being a left-hander. You can only lose. When you win, you lose. And when you lose, you double lose. So yeah, I don't blame them. Make a long story short, I don't blame them at all. Now, AJ Rice, I think AJ's in a similar situation as well. AJ tried the tour. AJ didn't have as much success. You know, AJ likes to overpower the lane. Let's just face it. He's not a touch player. He's gotten better at it, but he likes to overpower the lane. He's just got raw power. And out on tour, the lanes change so quickly that you have to be extremely versatile. You have to be able to soften up your speed and give it time to hook. There's a lot of different just things out there, and I don't think it's as natural and as easy for AJ on tour, and I think that's why he's not doing it anymore. And you gotta put in some time. You gotta kind of have like a deep bankroll to be able to do all that. And I just think what he does on an amateur level is kind of the safer play for him. And I don't think he's ever been driven by being a PBA star. He's perfectly good living in the amateur ranks. Michael 289. Ho hum 289. Already has won 300 in this event. All right, Gus taking McIlroy today. 6 behind Scotty Scheffler. Good luck on that one. Guys, just 2 to play. 2 to play before we cut to the top 16. I want to welcome in all 283 viewers to this year's Spa City Open. My name is Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. Glad you're with us this morning for our cashers round. We had 81 total entries in this event. 20 advanced it today, and we'll all cash. Top 16 is what we're cutting down to for our match play coming up. Best 2 out of 3 matches. 1 through 4 will receive 2 rounds of buys. 5 through 8 will receive 1 round of buys. 9 through 16 will be up in our first matches at noon today. We'll be using the stream pairs that we've been using the entire event, and the action should be fast and furious. Last year it was so crazy that I was switching around all the different cameras trying to call every match as best as I could, that I missed Gary Faulkner picking the big 4. That's how crazy it gets. Like, how do I not watch Gary Faulkner pick up the big 4? I got lit up in the chat room. Everybody was on me about it. I didn't see it. I just didn't see it. So if I miss something this year, give me a get out of jail free card a couple times at least. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch that, you can watch it on replay. It's still out there on YouTube, and you can watch it from last year sometime this week. If you're bored at work or something, throw that on. Watch Gary Faulkner pick the big 4 and listen to me not say a word about it. Okay. Gus wants me to come up with a player that's going to hit a home run today. So if I was going to do that, the first thing I would do is I would go to today's MLB weather, and I would want to look and see if the wind is blowing out at Wrigley Field today. That's the first thing I would look for. Steady light rain in the area could be mildly problematic. The heaviest of it holds just south of the ballpark, so I think they managed to play, but it may be through some showers and or with some sort of delay. Winds are blowing in at 10 miles an hour, bump to pitchers. So I would not bet that anybody's going to hit a home run in the Chicago Cubs-Boston Red Sox game. Minnesota's in Colorado. Colorado's great hitting weather. So I might look at that pitching matchup. Winds are out to center at the Mets at 10 miles an hour today. Winds out at 10 miles an hour in Pittsburgh today, but it is the White Sox in Pittsburgh, for crying out loud. No offense if you're a fan of those teams. In Atlanta, the winds are blowing out to left at 10 miles an hour. In Tampa Bay, which is a small stadium, hot with gentle winds blowing out bump to bats in Tampa Bay. So now let's go over and look at our today's MLB lineups. And let's look and see what we've got from a pitching standpoint today. Trevor Rogers versus Ryan Pepiot, Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Only 3 mile an hour out currently on that one. I'm gonna get you this. I'm gonna tell you who I like today. Let's see. Right now, a finalist for your answer, Gus, would be Matt Olson. Matt Olson would be a finalist right now against Marcus Stroman. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh. O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz would be another finalist. Matt Olson and O'Neal Cruz so far would be my 2 first picks. Luis Robert is starting to hit the ball better against Andrew Haney today in Pittsburgh with those winds blowing out. Let's see. Pete Alonso could be a good one today against Andrew Abbott with the winds blowing out in New York. Righty versus lefty there. I'm going to get you my final answer, though, here in just a second, Gus. Let's go to that Colorado game. All right, German Marquez with a 5.57 ERA at home in Colorado. Let's look for a lefty with Minnesota. Don't love their lefties. Byron Buxton's leading off the game. Maybe Byron Buxton could be a finalist. Let's see. I wouldn't take anybody in the Seattle-Houston game. I like Wu a lot. Kershaw's pitching. Jackson Churio might be a good play. 7 miles an hour out. All right, Gus. I think you asked for one. You asked for one player to hit a home run today. And I am going to select. I am going to select for you today. I want somebody that bats kind of higher in the order. Man. Kind of like Jackson Holiday, too, is a bit of a long shot. Sorry to make this so long. I'm going to go with... Let's just go O'Neal Cruz. We're going to go O'Neal Cruz. And Byron Buxton would probably be my second. Jackson Churio would be my third choice. And, yep. And then Matt Olson. Yep. Matt Olson, O'Neal Cruz, Pete Alonso. But I'm going to go with O'Neal Cruz. There you go. See how I workshop that? I workshop everything. Seligman is doing exactly what he needs to do. He is 15 pins outside of the cut number right now. And he's working on 278. There you go. All right, so 257 here for Seligman. That should move him inside the number. Which means somebody's going to be bumped out. Holloman's 289. Eric Jones had 269 that game. Aaron Johnston had 258. Hunter Austin had 260. Hunter Austin today, 216, 242, 260. Came into the day outside of the number. Well into the number now. Chris Seligman is moved up to, going to move up to about 14th. Just waiting on one more score to come in. Landon Hodge, as soon as he's finished here. And I'll have the standings update for you. Scores are in. So we roll into game 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at those scores. So Chris Seligman gets himself inside the number comfortably. Moves up into 14th there. First person back now is Trey Myers. Trey bowled 213, 247, 213, and is now 8 back. Aaron Holloman with 189 that game falls to 34 back. 52 back is Carl Williams. John Johnson is 138 back with 2 to play. Needs a couple big games here, really big games. Hardigan still leads with Michael Holloman and Spencer Robarge separating themselves. Robarge with 199 that game falls back a little bit. Top 4 will get buys, as I remember, for 2 rounds. 5 through 8 will get 1 round of buys. It's pretty bunched up in there in that 8th, 9th, 10th positions, even down to 11th and 12th. Right now the number is Slavens at 2487, tied with Brandon Johnston for 15th. In the event that there is a tie, I believe it's a 1-game roll-off. Hope that doesn't happen, but it could. It's pretty bunched up. It's not out of the question. We are in game 4 of 5, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying today's coverage of the 2025 Spa City Open here at Cashers Round. Thank you for being part of our broadcast. Looking forward to bringing you the finals here this afternoon. I believe it's 4,000 on top for this one. They had a couple different projected prize lists based off of entries, and they fell between Tier 1 and Tier 2. So I think Josh said he was going to keep first at 4,000 and kind of put some more meat on the bone in the other positions there, a little bit higher amounts for those. In the, I would say, like 5th through 12th positions. So we got Hardigan, Holloman, Robarge, Demore here on the main side of the screen. I am going to invert. Let's go over and check out some other players we haven't seen as much. Jack Parrott and Carl Williams. Trey Myers and Aaron Holloman. Holloman and Myers, a couple of people we need to keep an eye on. They are currently outside of the number. Myers is 8 back, Holloman 34 back. These guys need some big games, and Trey Myers right now, spare 4-bagger, 8 back of the number. All right, Gus. Good luck today, buddy. All right, took care of a couple housekeeping things here. So, nice game there by Seligman. Excuse me, Trey Myers. Excuse me, Trey Myers, 269. Aaron Holloman really struggling to strike there. Hardigan bowls 200. Michael Holloman can still bowl 258. Blake Demore can bowl 218. Spencer Robarge 229. So these four here, your top four, other than Holloman, pretty pedestrian scores here. Oh, solid 10. Let's just for fun relive that. It's just not fair. So Blake's going to be in the 190s here. I believe these are the last pair to be done. Again, if you're just tuning in, 2025 Spa City Open, 81 players shoot up yesterday across 3 qualifying squads. They're all archived on our YouTube channel. You're watching the cashers round. Top 20 came back, all going to cash. Top 16 is what we're cutting to for best 2 out of 3 bracket play. Seeds 9 through 16 will be up first at noon. 4 will be, or excuse me, 8 will be eliminated. Right? Hold on. Wait a minute. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, 4 will be eliminated. We'll be down to 12. We'll bring 4 new ones in. And that'll be seeds 5 through 8 will come in. And then we'll eliminate 4. We'll bring in seeds 1 through 4. We'll be down to 8 at that point. And once we eliminate those 4, there are no more players to bring in. So we'll be down to the final 4 and then the final 2. And we'll crown a champion. It'll take about 5 hours. So we'll have coverage for you from noon until 5. For those of you that like to plan ahead. Let's go over here. Eric Jones and Aaron Johnston. You have Jack Parrott and Carl Williams just to the right. And the bottom right of your screen, it looks like we're going to have Hardigan and Holloman and Slavens and John Johnson. Scores are almost in. Michael Holloman goes to the lead. Lucas only had 200. Michael's 258 that game. Gives him a 17-pin lead. Not that it matters a whole bunch. As long as you get those 2 rounds of buys, that's the most important part. G.W. Russell moves into 4th. Passes Blake DeMoore. Holloman, Hardigan, Robars, Russell. Just waiting on the Landon Hodge score. Eric Jones and Aaron Johnston, they are in a hurry. They are ready to be done. This pace of play has been incredibly quick. We didn't get started till about 8:10 for practice, 8:20 start time. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. All right, all scores are in. Let's take a look. All right, so Holloman goes to the lead. Hardigan, Robars, Russell. Your top 3 should get 2 rounds of buys. Russell and DeMoore, along with Eric Jones and Chandler Tisdale, are in a dogfight there to see who's going to get 2 rounds of buys. Aaron Johnston, Clint Brown Jr., Nick Vogel, I would say Hunter Austin, and probably Landon Hodge are pretty safe. Chris Seligman is 20 pins back of the number. Aaron Holloman, 72 back. Carl Williams, 91 back. John Johnson, 141 back. So Aaron Holloman and Chris Seligman. Aaron Holloman's down on lane 16. Not off to a good start. Seligman is on lane 9. Just getting started, it looks like. Jack Parrott's on lane 13. Right here for you. He's protecting that position. Brandon Johnson is down on lane 7. James Stevens. Excuse me, James Slavens. What am I looking at? It's on 19 and 20. Eric Jones is 21 back of fourth. Jack Parrott is the number here in the orange. He is, again, 20 pins ahead of Chris Seligman. Looking to protect his number at 16th. I'm going to go take a look and see how Chris Seligman is doing. He is 20 back. All right, everybody. Seligman can still bowl 268. He's in the 5th frame of his game down there. He is the guy that's chasing the number. He's 20 out right now behind Jack Parrott. Jack Parrott, though, is protecting his score in a big way. That's nice bowling by Jack. Brandon Johnston is down on lane 7. I did not see his score. Just trying to make sure I get the cut number for you guys as it comes in. It comes in so quickly that I really don't have to do this, but action finishing here, but about half a game to go down the low end. I don't have any cameras down there, so I'm just trying to report as best as I can. We'll go back over here to the leaders. John Johnson's on the phone. Hold the phone. Looks like James Slavens is protecting his position as well. He was 14th. Trey Myers is on lane 15. He's fine. I guess I just need to take a look at Brandon Johnston. So I'm going to go down there and take a look at that on lane 7. I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Brandon Johnson and Chris Seligman can still max to be in the 240s. So Seligman is 22 behind Brandon Johnston. Outside of that, that's the only way we would see anything change positions here. Brandon Johnson must, or Chris Seligman must beat Brandon Johnson by 23 pins. 22 pins would be a tie. And again, that's taking place 7 and 8, 9 and 10. And they are in frame 6. James Slavin's 14th at 27-22. It's got the 5-bagger going into the 10th frame. Also, everybody, this is really important. This is really, really important. We have a programming note change. We're going to start the next round at 11:30. We're going to start at 11:30 the next round. So make sure you you check that out. 11:30. Need to go and make that change. I'm gonna make that change for once in my life. I'm gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna update the stream right as I. All right, I think I'm good. I got it. All right, so I'm going to bring up the standings on the screen. We'll go there, and we'll go here. All right, let's do this. So, as I mentioned right now, Brandon Johnston and Chris Seligman, Jack Parrott bowled a big enough game. Slavin's bowled a big enough game. Trey Myers is fine. Everybody's good. Just it really comes down to Brandon Johnston and Chris Seligman. So I'm just going to walk down and get you an update on those two scores. All right, everybody, going into the 10th frame, Brandon Johnston can only max at 195. Seligman's up in the 10th frame. He can bowl 246. So it looks like Seligman is going to make it into this top 16. I'm Going to give you the call right here. He just left a 3-pin. I guess I can move this over to the right, huh? You guys can get a glance of that. Let's do that. So again, Seligman, as you can see, was 22 back of Johnston. And with that spare, give me a second. All right, that's going to give him 227. 227, that's going to be enough to jump in. Brandon Johnson, the best he can do is 195. So your top 16 in no particular order will be Holloman, Hardigan, Robars, Russell, Demore, Jones, Tisdale, Johnston, Brown Jr., Vogel, Austin, Hodge, Myers, Slavens, Parrott, and Seligman. We'll have that for you at 11:30 a.m. Remember, programming note change. We're going to have that for you coming up at 11:30 Central Time right here on Inside Bowling. Looking forward to crowning a champion here later today. $4,000 for first, $2,500 for second. And the last cash spot is now $400 thanks to all of our great sponsors. I want to thank Brunswick, Bowl 101, Darkwater Real Estate, Blue Ember Smokehouse, Overtime Lounge, Brooke Weischer, State Farm Agent, Mystic Ozark, Dairy Queen, and of course Splash Car Wash. So that's going to do it for the cashers round, everybody. I'll see you in an hour and 15 minutes. Again, 11:30 is the time that we're going to come back on, an hour and 15 minutes, and we'll have the bracket round match play. Best 2 out of 3, seeds 9 through 16 will come and compete first. We'll eliminate 4. We'll bring in seeds 5 through 8. We'll eliminate 4. We'll bring in the top 4 seeds, which will be Michael Holloman, Lucas Hardigan, Spencer Robarge, and I think I might have an update on what that looks like for the other positions. Looks like Eric Jones got there. I'll refresh for just a second here. Holloman, Hardigan, Robarge, Jones. Might be Demore. Just need to see where Blake finished at here. I'll get you those buys. I won't go off the air until I get you this at least. And, yeah, so Holloman, Hardigan for sure, and Robarge are going to get plenty of time to rest before they are due back in. Robarge and Demore. See what we're waiting on here. Nobody's bowling.
All right, all the scores are in for the cashers round. Please take a couple minutes to review.
Demore did get there. Wow, 246 the last game. So Holloman, Hardigan, Robarge, Demore are going to get 2 buys. Eric Jones, G.W. Russell, Chandler Tisdale, and Aaron Johnston are going to get 1 round of buys. It's going to be Trey Myers versus Chris Seligman. It's going to be Glenn Brown Jr. against James Slavens. It's going to be Landon Hodge against Nick Vogel. And Jack Parrott versus Hunter Austin in the first round.
And y'all are always up there ready to bowl, so we really appreciate that. to help things move a lot more efficiently.
And that's going to do it, folks. See you guys in an hour and 10 minutes here with the upcoming next round bracket match play coming up to you live from Hot Springs, Arkansas, here at Central Bowling Lanes and Family Rec Center. My name is Mike Flanagan. It's been a joy to bring you this coverage here today. Looking forward to seeing you a little bit later this afternoon. See you soon.